What are the 5 things every American business leader should do to shield themselves from a cyber attack? The first one is assess and prioritize. The second one is to budget appropriately. The third one is to follow through. The fourth one is to validate. And the fifth one is to support the security team. So I'll start with assess and prioritize. Um, a lot of teams I've worked with, they immediately jump towards the solution. This is a problem with technologists everywhere. We see new technologies that get really exciting. We think we know how to solve the problem because we did something similar elsewhere, or we think we know what standard practices are. Um, there's a lot of common problems, but the priority to those problems and solutions are often very different in different organizations. So just because we can solve something doesn't mean we should just jump in and start fixing that thing first. It might be if we take an honest look at security, at our risk, that thing is actually number 10 on our list and something else is number 1. And we need to prioritize appropriately. The second one is budget appropriately. So IT and security budgets, they're being kept flat in a lot of organizations. So I touched on this a little while ago. It seems prudent to executives, right? We're trying to keep operational costs down. There's often mandates from the board or from stockholders to really keep from chewing into the bottom line. The problem is every year our cybersecurity risks increase. Unfortunately, the tools we need, the techniques, the staff, the expertise, just what we need to be at the minimum is each year, because the bad guys keep getting better. And if we just stay right here and the bad guys keep finding new techniques, well, suddenly we're the shortest one on the ride and we get popped because while we think we're doing good security, we haven't even been doing the minimum. We haven't kept up. So unfortunately, what's good enough increases every year. And we need to be doing a little bit more and a little bit more just to not be behind, let alone be bleeding edge and be at the top of our field. The next one is follow through. So as alluded to in the last item, a common issue is starting projects that don't get finished as new ones arise. So applying pressure to your teams to actually follow through and get these things done that they've started before beginning something new, I think is also really important. Otherwise, your teams will just be chasing a million different pieces of technology that are halfway done, underutilized. Applying good project management techniques and not allowing security teams to just hand wave and give vague answers on timelines and project status, that I think is huge, right? So have the right budget, follow through and make sure the stuff actually gets done based on your prioritization, your assessments. My next one is to validate. There's 2 ways you learn if your security controls are working the way you expect them to. That's either by experiencing an actual attack or by testing those controls yourself. It's obviously much more desirable to learn through the second approach where you have a lot more control and a lot less on the line. System admins and engineers will have a habit of just assuming the technology works exactly as their vendors have told them it will until it doesn't. My last one here is to support the security team. So security is one of the toughest jobs in IT. Before something bad happens, nobody wants to give you priority. You're constantly battling to convince others that changes that make their jobs harder are important. The moment something bad does happen, everybody's looking at you wanting to know why you didn't prevent it. So spend time with the security team, understand their goals, their needs, learn where they need the most support. There is negative unemployment in cybersecurity. There are more jobs than there are qualified people to take them. Burned out and stressed out workers on your security team will leave for a larger payday somewhere else. Follow Inversion6 on LinkedIn. Follow me, Chris Clymer, on LinkedIn. I'm easy to find. And, great to hear from people.